Okie dokies, artichokies, let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about slope. Slope is just a fancy way of saying growth. So you'll want to write this down in your notebook. Ooh, can we? There you go. Growth equals what is called slope. Now, if you've ever gone to Bogus Basin or Sun Valley, you may have heard the term ski slope. Bogus Basin and Sun Valley are both what is referred to as a ski slope, which is a slope in which you ski down. So slope is often used to tell you how steep a hill is, right? So that's like a pretty steep hill. That hill there, it's not a hill. It has no slope because it's not steep. So slope is used to reference steepness. So basically this whole lesson here is just going to be talking about how to graph but using the word slope. So if you're already familiar with graphing, feel free to skip this video lesson and just know that throughout the lesson, when I ask you to find the slope of something, I'd like you to find the growth of that thing. Okay, so first things first, we are going to practice going from equation to line, and then we're going to reverse that, and we're going to do line to equation. Okay, so like always, when I talk to you guys, we want to find M and B first. M and B don't change. Oh, refocus for me, please. There you go. M and B are just now, instead of growth, M stands for slope. And instead of beginning, B stands for y-intercept. I did not leave enough room. That looks terrible. Anyway. Just the mathematical terms of this. You can still think of this as growth and beginning, just understand that on ISATs and in high school, when they say slope, they mean M, and when they say y-intercept, they mean B. So M of our equation here is 2, and B is -3. Oh, please refocus. There you go. First things first, we always graph our B, or y-intercept. So that is -3. So I'm going to put a dot at -3. And then our slope is 2. So recall that we always have to create a fraction for that rise over run idea. So my rise in this case, having some trouble focusing today. There you go. My rise in this case is 2. Up, and then my run is 1. So I'm going to put a dot. And I'll do that a couple more times. I'm going to rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Really important. I know a lot of you guys still like to do those stair steps. That's okay. You can do that. You can put a little stair step in. But do not put a dot at this corner. Otherwise, you're going to have 100 bazillion dots and it's not going to make any sense. So I'm going to use red to connect all my dots. And there you go. So we're going to do that a couple more times in some different unique situations. And then we'll go on to finding the equations from a line. So again, first thing we're going to do is we're going to find M and B. Remember that M and B always come from your equation. So M is 3/2. M is always right next to your X. And B is that +1 right here. So we start with B. We're going to put a dot on the plus, on the 1 on the y-axis. And then slope, or our M, we're going to use that rise over run idea. So my rise is 3, so I'm going to go up 3. And my run is 2, so over 2. Now I've run out of graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my original and I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to do the exact opposite. Instead of going up 3 and over 2, I'm going to go down 3 and to the left 2. Looks like I can do that a couple times. But do you see how my dots are all still making a line here? That's really important. If you go to backtrack and all of a sudden you have a V, or your dots do not make a line, it means you've done something wrong. Go back, try again. Okay, just like last time, we're going to connect all of our dots. Remember that you need to draw a line from one side of the graph to the other. No skimping on it. There you go. Okay, one more to go. We're going to move our paper up. Okay, so same idea. We're going to find M and B. M in this case is a negative 1/4. Now that negative always goes to the top because the top is our rise. And a rise can go up or it can go down. And that's really important. The run, on the other hand, can really only go to the right unless we're backtracking. So the negative is going to go and describe the rise. And in this case, it's going to tell us that we need to go down 1 instead of up. And then our B is a +2. So we're going to come over, and the first dot we're going to graph is 2 on the y-axis. That's our B. And now we're going to use this down 1 over 4 idea. So we're going to go down 1 over 4. And again, I've run out of space, so we're going to go back to my original dot. We're going to backtrack, do the exact opposite. I'm going to go up 1 and over 4. My dots still make a line, which is really important. If they don't do that, I've done something wrong. Okay, let's see if you've been paying attention in warm-ups. This line goes in a different direction than my other lines. Can you tell me why? If you said it's because it has a negative slope, you are correct. So this negative here means that my line's going to go down from left to right, not up. Yay! Okay, moving on. I don't want to take too much of your time. We're hoping to get this under 10 minutes. Now we have a line, and we're going to create an equation based off of it. So just like doing equation to line, the very first thing we need to locate is M and B. So B, if you recall, is my y-intercept. When I am graphing a line from an equation, the very first place I start is B on the y-axis. So that's the very first thing I'm going to find. So I follow my line down, where's across the y-axis, boom, right there. So it looks like my B is 2, because I cross at a +2. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find lattice points. So we've talked about this in the warm-ups before. Lattice points are where the line crosses corners, which is a really great way of thinking about that. You can think Fabian for that. Where the line crosses a corner is a lattice point. So it looks like I go over 3 and up 1. So using the idea of rise over run, my rise is 1, my run is 3, making it 1/3. Then I'm just going to put the pieces in, right? I'm using mx plus b. So if I literally just replace m with 1/3, x still there, and then I'm literally just going to replace b with 2. And that's it. That's my equation. Pretty easy. Let's do some more. Scoot it up. So finding m and b first. So B is where my line crosses the y-axis. This is the x-axis, so this is not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to keep following it down, 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 and boom. I crossed the y-axis. That's my B. So it looks like I cross at -1, -2, -3, -4. Now again, I need to find some lattice points in order to find my M. So I'm going to look at my line. Looks like that's the last point, crosses at a corner. That's one, that's one, that's one, that's one. Oh, there's tons. Look at that. Okay, refocus. Maybe. There we go. Once I found 2 lattice points, I found tons of them, I'm going to connect them into a little triangle. So it looks like I go over 1 and up 1. Now I wanted to point this one out because a lot of people go, oh, 1 over 1. Cool, but they don't know what that means. So 1 divided by 1 is what? Just 1. Now you're thinking, how do I write that in an equation? Good question. So my m in this case is 1. I can write 1x if I would like. And then my b in this case is -4, so subtract 4. But you can also write this equation as x minus 4. This lonely little x here implies that there is only one x. So you can write the 1 if that makes you feel better, but you don't have to. You can be lazy like the rest of us. Okay, one more to go, really fast. So we're going to find m. Ooh, that's a mutant m, but we're going to keep it. We're going to find m and b. So b, we're going to follow my line down, 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 and it crosses right at 0. This is going to be fun for writing an equation as well. And then for m, I need to find some more lattice points. So this right here looks like it crosses. Let's see if I can bring you guys down a little closer. If you see here, it looks like my line touches a corner, but it just doesn't quite do it. And it doesn't quite touch over here either. So those are what we call false lattice points because they look like they have touched a corner, but they're not quite touching. This, on the other hand, is a lattice point because it touches the corner. So if we go down on the other side, you'll see we have 2 more false lattice points and then a real lattice point. So beware of false lattice points. So now we're going to create our little triangle. It's quite a big triangle, actually. Looks like I run 2 and I rise 5. So I'm going to come over here, and so I'm going to write my rise over my run, which is 5 over 2. You could turn this into a decimal if you wanted. I'm going to encourage you to keep it as a fraction just because it'll be easier to regraph it if you need to. And then we're going to create our equations. So my m is 5 over 2, so 5 over 2x plus my b in this case is 0. So again, you can totally write it like this if you would like, or you can write it like this. Mathematicians are very lazy people. We don't like writing 0 or writing 1 when we can help it. So if you want to be lazy, join the mathematicians. If you would like to write 0 just so you can remember it, feel free to do that. Okay, this has been a little bit longer than I intended, a lesson on graphing and on this new vocab word, growth equals slope. Keep that in mind. Make sure you write this down somewhere. Okay, enjoy this lesson. You're going to be doing a lot of graphing. Goodbye, everybody.